Well, hey, if a comedy is going to compete with Star Wars on its opening weekend, at least it's a good comedy. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. And today we're going to be talking about the film Sisters. This is a film starring Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. This is a duo which has proven to work very well together. These are two very comedic actresses. They both starred on their own television shows, which have been very successful. And now they're teaming up to do this movie, and this film is, again, very, very funny. They've shown that they can work well together. Amy Poehler's character is this girl who has lived a very safe life, as opposed to Tina Fey's character, who has lived more on the wild side of life. To an extent, she has a daughter who she's trying to take care of, but she also can't hold a job. And it's just a very interesting dynamic that shows kind of the difference between these two sisters in regards to kind of just how they grew up. One was very safe and was kind of like the party mom, and then the other one was kind of the wild animal of the group. So it's just kind of a cool dynamic that they established very early, but they also show the connection between these two sisters. And Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, they sell this very well because of their just natural chemistry as actresses. And you just see that immediately when they're on screen together for the first time. But as this is a comedy, it needs to be funny, and I laughed a ton throughout this movie. It hits a lot of the right jokes at the right time very, very well. Obviously, Poehler and Fey, they have fantastic comedic timing at this point, and just a lot of the sequences throughout this movie just had me laughing, along with the majority of the people in the theater alongside me. And the theater, side note, was very packed. I was very surprised by this, being it was Star Wars night. If you're aware that this film is not funny and that it showed all the jokes in the trailer somehow, yeah, it shows some of the jokes, obviously, in the trailer, but a large majority of them are not featured there, and that was a very refreshing thing to see, because a lot of times these days we see comedies show 80% of their jokes in the trailer, so then the rest of the jokes aren't really that funny. Night Before kind of suffered from this, in my opinion. One thing that I was kind of happy about is that a lot of these characters had depth, and depth along with the story itself as well had this kind of deeper meaning to it in regards to just how things eventually played out. It wasn't a stereotypical thing. One of the plot points is that Tina Fey's daughter, she keeps going away to live somewhere else because she can't handle her mother's kind of reckless behavior at times, and so when it's revealed who she is living with, I thought that that actually was a very cool thing to see, because it's not the cliche, oh, I'm living with the boyfriend that I just met on the road or something like that. It was something which made sense. It is a sensible decision, and I actually enjoyed seeing that aspect of it. The characters themselves, like I said, they have depth, they have history, and when you see them having to go into their old childhood home, which is where the majority of the film takes place because their parents are selling it, you just kind of see the emotional turmoil that they're going through, just because that's where they grew up. That's where they have lived for a good chunk of their life. And the party sequence itself actually works really well. The first hour of the film works as kind of a setup sequence, and then the last hour of the film is the majority of the party. The party sequence itself started off very funny, and it just continued to get more and more comedic and outrageous as it went on. And I thought the party sequence worked really well. Tina Fey, again, and Amy Poehler just sold it very nicely, and I really enjoyed that sequence. My only real issue with the film, and this is really nitpicking at this point, is that I thought that the first hour just seemed a little bit long. It seemed like it could have gotten to the party sequence a little bit quicker, and then it would have maybe worked a little bit well pacing-wise. That's really my only gripe with the film. I can't really think of anything that I actively thought about disliking about this movie. I enjoyed it, and it was very funny. It had me just my eyes glued to the screen the whole time, and yeah, it's just a very funny movie. And if anything's going to come out opposite of Star Wars this weekend, this is a very good film to do that, because it's actually a very good film. And then lastly, the ending itself, the last 5 minutes of the film, actually works quite nicely. It wraps things up in a very nice bow, and I enjoyed seeing that end result. There's some bloopers at the end, at the first half of the end credits. Definitely stay for those, they're very funny. And yeah, ultimately guys, Sisters is not the movie I was expecting it to be. I saw trailers when I saw other films this summer and this year, and I wasn't expecting a great film to come out of this, but I actually had a fantastically fun time seeing this film. So definitely check it out if you have seen Star Wars, as you probably have, and you want to see something else, check out Sisters, because it's a blast. So those are my thoughts on Sisters. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like the film as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.